Hey folks, Benthelooney here. October is here again, the best month of the year. The leaves are starting to change colors, the weather is starting to get cooler, the fall TV season is upon us, and the Chicago Cubs are in the playoffs. Wait, did I say that last part right? But most importantly of all, Halloween is upon us. And that means the return of Octoberfest, my month-long celebration of my favorite holiday. What better way to ring in All Hallows Eve than starting out with a cartoon talking about what scares me personally? First things first, I have severe acrophobia. That's right, I'm afraid of acrobats. Nah, it's fear of heights. I really find this weird. When I was a kid, I was able to tolerate high places just fine. However, now that I'm an adult, that's when the fears start to go through my head. I have such a fear of heights that just seeing a picture of someone at a high altitude is enough to cause my heart to skip a beat. It's such an intense fear that I can't even have fun and ride on roller coasters because I'm afraid I'm gonna fly out, hit the ground, and die. And don't ask me to go to the top of the Sears Tower anytime soon. Yes, I know it's called the Willis Tower now, but you know what? Screw it. Sears Tower. Another rational fear of mine is being alone. Under certain circumstances. Let's say I'm in a house all by myself that is normally populated by people. I'm fine because it means I can get some peace and quiet for once. However, if I'm by myself and I start to hear noises in the house, that's when I start to get antsy. Technically, houses make noises all the time due to the matter they're made of expanding from certain temperatures, but science means nothing when my childlike imagination is running wild with fear that Laughing Jack is about to kill me. That's why I like to have a pet next to me to keep me comfortable in these kind of situations. Well, at least I have you, Dexter. Yeah, same to you, buddy. I know, seems childish to see this next one, but I can't help it. I'm afraid of the dark. It's true what they say, what you don't see is scarier than what you do see. Since us humans are used to being aware of our surroundings, the second that is taken away from us is when we start to go crazy. The ability to see is one of those. Now, whenever I'm tired and I'm ready to fall asleep, darkness is fine. I love it. What's going to kill me while I'm asleep anyway? However, if I'm struggling to sleep and I start to hear noises and it's pitch black, I don't know what the heck could be leaning over my bed. That's when my heartbeat starts. And yes, let me know if you're one of those people who, after shutting off lights, you dash up the stairs to get away from the invisible demons that come out the second it gets dark. Because I know I am. Another fear that I don't think I can ever get over is claustrophobia. I'm a tall guy from the country who grew up being used to wide open spaces, so the second you put me in a small room where the door is locked, I freak the heck out. My claustrophobia is so severe that I can't even sleep with my blanket over my head because I'm afraid I'm gonna suffocate. So, I have to sleep with my blanket under my head, which makes me fresh meat for the monsters. If you asked me where would be the worst place to die, I would say in the middle of the ocean or space. Both are very similar because they're big, vast areas of emptiness. I know, I said I love wide open spaces, but there's such a thing as too wide. I've sat down a couple of times and just thought about how massive the universe is, and it made me shiver. Not to mention, being in the middle of the ocean, you have no idea what's below you. There's all kind of creatures down there that could come up at any time and munch on you, not until you probably die of dehydration and starvation first. Keep in mind, there's still many creatures of the deep that we have yet to discover. Think about that on your next boating trip. You know something else that scared me for a while now? Mannequins. When I was a kid, I used to go to stores with my mom and I handled them just fine. I thought nothing of them. But then the older I got, the more they started to creep me out. Their blank expressions, their ever-gazing eyes gave me the shivers, and I didn't know why. It wasn't until I got older where I learned something called the uncanny valley, which means the more realistic and human-like something is, the more it freaks us out. Because if something that's not human looks too human, it scares us because it looks like we can relate to it, but we can't because it's not real. Therefore, it's creepy. Stop looking at me. Finally, the last thing that freaks me out, related to mannequins, dolls. I don't mind the ones that are cutesy and stylized, those are fine. However, I can't stand the ones that look so weird you would think that they were made from actual children. Seriously, who in the right mind thinks these look appealing? Who? It's creepy! If I'm in a room by myself and there's a doll next to me, I start to see things and think it's watching me. Alright, you're going in the fireplace. I even know some people out there who actually have doll collections. Let's just hope they don't invite me over to their house, because I'm bringing a blowtorch with me. And there are the things that scare me the most. Things like clowns and spiders I don't mind, but I can see where people would be afraid of them. Some of my fears might seem childish, but that's just what I'm afraid of. and I wouldn't be afraid of them if I didn't have some kind of traumatic childhood experience that caused me to feel that way. Fear is in human nature, and nobody should be ridiculed because they might be afraid of something. We all have something that scares us, whether those big manly men want to admit it or not. What are your biggest fears? Let me know in the comments below. Octoberfest is here, folks. Tune in next week for more chills. Until then, take it easy, ghouls. Hey folks, I'm back with another shout out. Check out Sickaah. It kinda reminds me of old Nickelodeon cartoons. He also makes great speed draw videos that are lots of fun to watch. So, go check out my buddy. Links will be in the description.